Jambo Sheila, hello and welcome. Hi. Welcome to the Tradepass podcast. Let's talk about tech episode 1. I'm super excited about having this absolutely gorgeous guest who joins us all the way from Kenya. This is Sheila Bundi. Jambo Sheila, hello and welcome. Hi.
Hello, hello. Hi, Jane. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. You're looking bright and yellow and happy. How are we feeling today?
Thank you. Thank you. So are you. You're looking beautiful today.
All right. So, Sheila is the first guest on our very special episode on the Trade Pass podcast. We have a super special event that happens on the 24th and the 24th and 25th of May this year, WFIS Kenya. And you can check out all the details on kenya.worldfis.com. It's going to be really fantastic on those 2 days because we have 700 plus delegates coming in, the latest in financial innovation from Kenya. And, I was born in Africa. So this is a very, very special connection for me. Yes. Thanks so much for joining us, Sheila. Once again, good day.
Thank you so much. I feel so welcome in this podcast. And yes, you're right. Africa is a beautiful continent, and Kenya leads with being the most beautiful country ever. You're welcome.
Fantastic. So Kenya is called the Silicon Savannah, and 94% Kenyans are mobile money users. So that makes Kenya one of the most fantastic destinations to discover anything about financial innovation, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you will see a lot of economic growth, a lot of people now financially savvy. People are understanding more about financial solutions, and the adoption of financial solution has really been increasing year in, year out, and every year we're seeing a lot of people enrolling more and more to one or two financial products, and that shows overall growth.
Fantastic. Sheila, you're the group head of customer experience at Apollo Group of Companies. If you had to describe your brilliant job in just one line, like one day in the life of Sheila Bundi, what would it be?
An interesting roller coaster ride. Yes, an interesting roller coaster ride. That is how I would describe my job.
That is fantastic. And if you had to describe one day in your life, you look like a bright and happy sunflower, but to your organization, I'm sure you bring so much of accolades and credit. What is one day in your life like?
So obviously, being the head of customer experience means that automatically I'm in charge of creating delightful experiences for the customer, but also for the staff. So my day usually is like I come in early, I have a meeting with my team leads to just set the agenda for the day, look at any escalations or any hot issues that need quick attention. We then strategize on how to handle that. Motivate the team because you know how customer experience departments can be draining sometimes, especially when you had a hard previous day. Then I quickly go through my emails, my social media pages to just see what our customers are saying about us, what is trending, what is not, and then embark on the daily engagement as booked in my calendar. So, but the one thing that I've been careful of, and you will note in most heads of customer experiences, is you keep your calendar open for any emergencies because something could go right or wrong. So we have an open door policy. I do have an open door policy for my customers and staff. So that is why I call it a roller coaster ride because you really never know what's going to happen. It could be peaceful, it could be chaotic. So you just go with the flow. It's one of those rules that you cannot fully predict on how a day looks like. So a lot of flexibility here and there, but the focus still remains that we are out to create delightful experiences and listen to our customers and ensure that we are closing queries and complaints within acceptable timelines. Sometimes we have trainings here and there, visits to branches and intermediaries. So it's really, Jane, I promise you, It's not um, a static form of engagement throughout the day, but flexible here and there. We go with the flow.
Going with the flow. Now, you are a skilled professional, very clearly in customer experience management. You have said it's a roller coaster ride, but you always have that smile on your face. Tell us about the latest trends and techniques in creating delightful customer experiences. What are the latest trends and techniques in 2023 to put that big smile on your customer's face, especially in the banking and insurance sector?
Okay. So, in insurance and banking sector, what we've seen in 2023 is people or companies are now focused or more focused on using data to personalize service and solutions, because customers for a long time have said they are looking forward to personalized service to what they really need, and not just one shoe fits all sort of approach. And as a customer experience experts, we've done a lot of work around design thinking and including or involving the customer in creating solutions. So the biggest trend I could say is companies are now deriving and using data to get insightful information that then they use to design solutions around the customer, and not just around, with the customer. Because the modern customer or the now customer is very clear on what they want. They want to pay for time, they want to pay for satisfaction, and they want to be satisfied with what they've purchased. There has to be value. And now they're speaking louder more than ever when they are not satisfied, or when they are. So it's been important for companies to go back to the drawing board and look at solutions that speak to the customer's needs and personalize that to each customer. So a quick example is, like insurance, when how we had motor insurance, which was like a yearly sort of payment, and most customers were expected to make one lump sum payment to get motor insurance. But I mean, customers came on board and said, no, we want to pay partial payments towards our motor insurance, because I mean, sometimes life does get difficult, bills do accumulate, and we still want to have the insurance, but can we have a flexi way of making this payment? And that's when you see a BA Insurance, the Apollo Group, said, yes, we must design a solution around that. And that's how we birthed what we call Bima Bamba. So this is where a client is able to make monthly partial payments throughout the year for their insurance sticker. And that's quite exciting, because now we are understanding the customer, we are understanding the need, we are understanding the economy, and we are positioning ourselves as an innovative partner to walk the journey with the customer who's not able to make a lump sum payment, but they're still able to enjoy the services that we are able to offer. So you will see a lot of creative ways of, companies packaging their solutions in a way that then speaks to the need of the client. And that is the trend that I've been seeing now. Use of mobile apps, use of data to give value add that we didn't see before. So, for example, question is for motor insurance for ladies. Are you able to have, um, something like a club around it, or as a courtesy car, or a solution that then is tailor made to just serve the female client. So, I mean, it's interesting to see the innovative solutions, and I can't wait, because with the rising needs pushes you to think outside the box, and that's what we are doing in Kenya, and that is what we are doing at APA Insurance.
That's so fantastic. You said out of the box, and you have so much of passion and flair for what you do in terms of, customizing so many innovative things for the customer. But I read on your LinkedIn bio, and I can clearly see you are somebody who has been passionately mentoring and training people with respect to customer experience engagements and activities. How do you find the passion to mentor while you also have a full-time job to keep going with it? How do you do both? How do you wear both hats? How do you do that?
No, Jane, I do believe that iron sharpens iron, and that is how we were able to grow in this space because of the networks and the people who poured into us. When we were officers and just trying to find our path in the customer experience space. And I really have been a beneficiary of people who sacrifice their time to walk with me through this journey, to guide, to mentor, to clarify, and to critique positively. And the rightful thing to do is to do the same thing, to bless forward. So, as much as yes, I have a full time job, I find that in mentoring my mentees, I also do learn a lot. So, it's that just little sacrifice to bless forward and to create, to continue increasing and expanding the customer experience community. And this can only happen when you walk the journey with people who are enthusiastic or interested in this space. So I must say that I find absolute joy in interacting with several of my mentees. And sometimes when they ask certain questions I'm honestly not clear on, it pushes me to do some research. And in that way, then I continue staying abreast with the trends and what is happening in trying to sort of be relevant in this space. So I would encourage anyone to and everyone in their career path or in their profession, find time, find a mentee. I hope they do find you. Be open and just spare a few minutes. It really does not take a lot of time. If you can guide someone in the right direction, then I mean, it only grows you as well. So I really find absolute joy in mentoring, in walking the journey. And there is no greater joy than to see one of your mentees grow and take up leadership roles in other companies. I mean, it's quite exciting because you feel like it's a win-win. And I've had the privilege to see some of my mentees actually take leadership roles and do great in this industry.
That's absolutely fantastic. I love those two words that you use, which is bless forward or pay it forward. So, to any young person who's
Thank
watching this, yes, paid forward to anyone young who's watching this. You have so many certifications in customer experience, and you have constantly
you.
kept yourself upgraded. You're mentoring, you're learning. Tell us, for someone young, what are some of the things that they have to be trained in order to be specialists like you eventually down the line in customer experience in the banking and insurance space?
Well, first and foremost, I think you need to be thirsty to want to learn. Remember, to be an expert in anything means making or creating a lot of time to perfect the art. So, the first advice I would give is be thirsty, be focused on wanting to perfect a certain skill. So if you have identified that customer experience is your passion and in the space you want to grow in, then do research on areas that will help you grow that skill. So this first would be to join institutions that focus on customer experience. In Kenya, we have a body and several other groups, but mostly we have the customer experience body (ICX). I would recommend anyone and everyone to join because it's in such networks that we you get to meet and interact with experts in this space. And there's in this platform, we also get to see advertisements of what courses are coming up to address certain areas that will perfect your skill in customer experience. So, for example, you want to learn the journey mapping process. I was privileged to take this course with Brand Love, and Chantel is amazing in training this course. So, but this also I got to know because I was in that space around the customer experience experts. So, try as much as possible to interact with people who are passionate about customer experience. You will be able to join the ecosystem of enthusiasts who then will advertise courses that come up. You will get to see there is a CX university that is able to offer a masterclass in customer experience, emotional intelligence, how to handle difficult customers. These are courses that you can easily get access to. But my first advice is join the Institute of Customer Experience and start interacting with the people who are in this space, and you will be guided and directed in the right direction. Continue doing research, watch videos, listen to podcasts that are customer centric, and slowly you will continue to perfect your art. Lastly, be ready to volunteer or go out of your way to put yourself in situations where your act is tested, meaning find a place where you're dealing with people, where you're interacting with customers. That way, you will be in situations that will push you to perfect the art of how to handle a customer, how to speak to a client. Volunteer in call centers if you can, so that you can learn how to speak to customers on phone, call etiquette, quality calls. What does that mean? How to handle complaints, how to track complaints to closure. So any opening that will expose you to dealing with customers will only make you better in perfecting your art. But more importantly, position yourself in a space where you're interacting with people who have the same vision.
That's fantastic. Well, I really like the way that you put things forward, and you have a very clear vision about how somebody young can join your space and get mentored. Thank you very much for that, Sheila. Next up, Boston Consulting Group study found that banks that excel at providing a very seamless digital experience today, especially post pandemic, generate 10% more revenue than their peers. So I want to know, in Kenya, because everything is going digital all across the world, tell us two tips on how contemporary Kenyan banks or insurance companies are giving the most satisfactory digital experience, because we live now in a digital world.
Yeah, it's true. We are now in a digital world. Majority of Kenyans are actually on phones and smartphones for that matter. So digital adoption is really inevitable. Now, two tips I could give companies and what I've seen work is: one, as we are developing our digital solutions, we must adopt the customer centric design thinking, as opposed to just technology. It needs to offer some form of solution for adoption, for high adoption and uptake. It needs to serve a purpose and to offer a solution. So how you do this is to think of the customer journey, what the customer would want, how the customer would want it, what time the customer wants it, and incorporate this in your application or uptake or selling, and also as a sell, what is it called? Apply this in the application or take up of your product, so that customers can easily access what you're selling, and also give them value adds within the digital space, meaning let them do more than one thing. That way, it will necessitate the customer to always go back to your platform if they want to do multiple processes or undertake multiple processes, and this gives them a lot of value. So design thinking on what the customer requires and needs, and then designing around that. Secondly, is to address the pain points. Now, fortunately, is that digital adoption in Kenya already occurred, I would say, more than maybe 5 to 10 years ago, um, with introduction of mobile banking and all. But we've also gotten a lot of insights throughout the years. And some of these insights have driven us to tweak our apps in one way or another, especially in the insurance space, adding up more solutions into the app, redesigning the app, the look and feel, so to make the customer's journey more pleasant. So we should be open to address the pain points, especially when we get feedback from our customers who have already interacted with some of our digital solutions. That way, then we will be able to increase the rate at which our customers run to our digital solutions, as opposed to giving them a bad taste of it being complex or difficult to use. So if we look at the moment of truth in the customer's journey and address that with a customer centric mindset, with the aim of making the customer have a pleasant experience in our digital platform, then we are headed in the right direction. And I'm glad to see a lot of organizations doing that. And I can only anticipate a lot of improvements and increased uptake of digital solutions.
Fantastic. Now, according to the latest market report, and you were talking about the moment of truth, right? The moment of truth is upon the
Mhm.
world because we have artificial intelligence, we have Power BI, we have machine learning, we have hyper personalization. These are terms that are being thrown around, but are also being implemented and used, right? Now, how big is
Right.
AI, ML, Power BI? How big is it in improving customer experience, especially in Kenyan bank and insurance companies? Is it really happening, or are they just terms that are being bandied about?
Well, it is big. I mean, use of AI and I mean, if you look at the last 5 years, there's been constant improvement, constant increased uptake. And the idea is how can we use artificial intelligence to drive insights that then help organizations provide solutions to the customer? There has to be a connection. Otherwise, then it's a buzzword, right? So there's been a lot of collaboration between, I would say, internally departments like the CX department and IT and digital and actuarial, and the communication is how do we then come together and use artificial intelligence and what it can do to add value in the insights that we get from the data that then speaks to us and helps us drive um, and create solutions that then will make sense to the customer. So to answer you, it is quite important. I mean, it's inevitable. AI is here with us, and it will only continue to grow. And with Gen Zs and millennials, you don't have an option. It's how quickly do you get things done, and anytime you're able to leverage technology to do things faster, more accurately, and then because it's not human, then you're able to leverage more on productivity. Then it only means that you're growing in the space that you're focused in. So we must find a way to use AI um, in ways that then will add value to the customer, add value to the staff and to the organization, but more importantly, link it to add value to every section and department, if you may, so that it stops being a buzzword that we just say to look relevant, but actually a useful tool.
Fantastic. The AI market, especially in banking, is going to reach 64.03 billion by 2030 across the world. And I'm sure Kenya is going to take a slice of it. And I'm very happy to know that it's not just a buzzword, but there are practical ways that you've actually seen into it. Now, Kenya has earned this
Yeah.
title of being the Silicon Savannah. So, apart from being a beautiful savannah, which I would love to come and check out someday, 94% Kenyans are mobile money users. Your country has an economic development
Mm.
strategy called the Kenya Vision 2030, which wants to transform the life of its citizens. I want to know, you were talking about Gen Z and the young Kenyan population. How excited are they
Yeah.
about, you know, amazing customer experiences, a great digital interface? How open are they to this?
I'm quite excited, and this is because that only can only mean growth. And where you're right is yes, Kenya is now a fintech hub, and we have creative, intelligent youngsters coming into the market with fresh ideas, innovative ideas. I mean, they are making everyone think outside the box, and this improves productivity. This makes the process easier, and with embracing such enthusiasm and um, skill, companies have actually been able to leverage um, a lot of a lot of solutions. And as we talk about Vision 2030 for Kenya, which was to address housing and standard of living of Kenyans. You know, we are the customers are Kenyans. The people we are looking to serve are citizens, and until they are able to have some form of healthy financial statuses, then who are we producing for? Who are we looking to serve? So, with the government and corporations pushing the Vision 2030, it's creating a platform of people who have purchasing power to engage with our brands and our solutions. And this means growth, overall growth. So the customer experience is good. The customer is able to get the solutions they require, financial solutions that they require. But more importantly, by focusing on the Vision 2030, where we are creating opportunities for the citizens to be financially stable, then we can grow as a country, better financial muscle for our clients, which means they can purchase one or more products. For example, the insurance product, where most customers might see it as a luxury, while in reality, it's something that everyone should take seriously as a very vital product. So we move from focusing on food and basic needs to value added services that financial institutions are able to offer to the citizens. So it's quite exciting to see the new brains in the market, new innovation, which we fully embraced, especially at Apollo Group. Anything to make us more relevant, make the process easier, and make the customer delighted is welcome. So I'm very, very excited. And we mentioned earlier about the mentees that I work a lot with. I can honestly tell you a lot of my digital information or skill has been birthed from the questions they asked me or what they just showed me in our conversation and said, no, check this out, check this out. This is the new technology. And it's exciting. So I would encourage everyone to have a warm spirit in embracing the younger generation as they join our organizations with their fresh minds. Well, the downside to it, you would say, is then the microwave mentality. Things have to happen now, now, now. So we also have a responsibility of balancing technology, digital, and human emotion and character and resilience. And that's why it's important for us who are already in this market to work very closely with the new generation, because you find them a bit impatient. You know, they are ready to give up quickly if things are not as quick as they anticipate. But when you have, a combination of the two, where you're able to leverage on digital and technology, but still never forget the human touch, because you can never ever replace the human touch, the resilience, the connection, the human connection. So a balance of these two is amazing to see in the overall growth of the Kenyan economy and the Kenyan citizen.
I love it. I love how much of positive energy and the human touch you bring in spite of the world going digital and adopting so many buzzwords. I really like that. And it's a message
Yeah.
to Gen Z also to join us. I love it. Speaking of warmth and speaking of human emotion and speaking of interaction, speaking of young people coming and getting trained, this is literally my final question to you. How happy and excited are you to be attending WFI's Kenya on 24th, 25th May 2023 later this year? What are you most looking forward to? And how happy are you to be there and to show us what you've been doing at work, but to a larger platform and so many people?
Oh wow, I'm super, super excited. And the reason is it's an opportunity to learn. And I'm such a learning spirit. I cannot wait to meet all these experts in their fields, to learn and relearn and unlearn and interact with, you know, e- this community. I mean, the fintech, financial, and customer experience ecosystem coming together. That is, I mean, that's a bombshell, right? So I'm looking forward to coming out with very actionable insights that I can bring back to my organization to better to better our processes and our solutions and how we present ourselves to the customer. So I'm really, really excited. I can't wait. I'll be there with a lot of energy and notebooks and laptops to take the notes and interact with all these amazing people across the world. And thank you so much for bringing this home. So I know a lot of people are excited and looking forward to it. Looking
You taught
forward
me
to it.
one word at the beginning of this podcast, which was Jambo, right? So, what are we going to leave everybody with? If you had to leave everyone watching this podcast or listening to it with a word, a buzzword that kind of goes with the sentiment of happiness from your country, what would that word or expression be that we can leave everybody before they come down to WFIS Kenya on 24th and 25th May of 2023?
Karibu WFIS to Kenya in 2023. Karibu sana. We are waiting for you.